Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today this is a little bit different setup. I'm normally doing the hands video, but today I wanted to just pretty much kind of like talk to you guys face to face. So by the thumbnail, you guys see that I've added some debt for 2024. Now that was not my goal, not my plans for 2024, but it is what it is. So that's what I pretty much, before we hop into this, I just want to stress to you is if you find situations where if you do have to get in debt, I'm not saying debt is good. I'm not saying all debt is bad. It's like a mixture. People have different things that they think about debt, of how they use it to their advantage or whatever, whatnot. But by all means, if it makes sense for you to actually go finance something, and in my situations I'm not getting charged a finance fee, so you guys let me know in the comments if that is something that will, if you know that you can pay it off before the end of the no interest financing terms, would you go ahead and get what you're going to get? I have the money in savings, but I don't want to use the savings because of, like I said, how everything is in the world and how everything is going on. I want to make sure that I do have a cushion for savings, so that's why I went ahead and chose this route. So basically, if something happens, if I don't make it of paying the 2 cards off that I have in time for the interest rate to kick back in, then I can pull it from my savings. So I kind of like have like a backup plan. So that's kind of like why I wasn't tripping too much about it, but I mean, still. All right, so first thing, I do have a little bit of notes here so you guys can see. So the first thing I have is the card that we have is Lowe's, and then I have a Grants. So the first thing is the Lowe's is for the appliances, and then the Grants is for the furniture. Now the old house that we had, we didn't have a lot of room. We only had room for like 1 couch, and we had one of those what is it, the sleepy cat sleeper sofas. So that was the only thing that we can actually fit, and a little stand TV. Now that we have like a bigger house, we have to have room we have to fill up upstairs, and then we have to fill up downstairs for the den. So that's why we needed another like kind of like a furniture piece for upstairs, just for like if company comes over or if we want to host anything, because we have room now. So I think sometimes debt, you have to figure out what is your needs, and we did make sure that we stayed in budget for it. We didn't go just because Grands gave us like a $6,000 or $7,000 limit. We didn't go crazy and get $6,000 and $7,000. We just got basically what we knew we were comfortable with of paying back. So that's like another thing that I would suggest, that even though they do give you a huge credit limit and they tell you, oh, you have 18 months to pay this off, still pretty much stay in your limit, because I know sometimes you want that nice big leather recliner chair with the cup holders, with the entertainment center. You want it all. But my thing is, like, we still got something that we liked, but it wasn't as expensive. And we did end up getting the insurance on it, just to make sure, just in case, because we do have a 6-year-old, and even me, I'm clumsy too. So that's for me too. So, I mean, it is what it is. So that's just like a little rule of thumb that we kind of kept to make sure that we stay in budget. Okay, so for our Grants furniture, we have a total now of $1,799.61, which that will go down because I just actually made a payment of $163. The total amount for the payment due is $63. So I ended up putting an extra $100 to that, so that's $163 that we paid. So that leaves us with a total now of $1,636.61. So that's how much is pretty much left on the Grand card. And then for Lowe's, let's go ahead and hop to Lowe's, and then we're gonna talk about how we're gonna figure out a plan to actually tackle these cards before the day that it is actually pretty much due, because they said once it hits that end of the 18th month or the 12th month interest free, all the interest that wasn't paid for the balance that's left, it accumulates and it comes back onto your card. So important thing is, if you do take advantage of these interest free for like 18 months or 12 months or even 6 months, make sure that you pay it off before. So I'm going to show you guys in a little bit the plan that I'm going to actually tackle to make sure that I pay it on time and that I make sure that I get this card swiped out and no balance on there. And then also I can pay extra if needed. Now the second card that we have is actually Lowe's. So that one right there was for new appliances, and the appliances that were in the house were a little bit older, but they were still, how do I want to put it? They were still like, you know, like the older version of like Whirlpool and Kenmore. Like, I think the appliances are like tanks. They work awesome. So, but the key thing was that we wanted to put a refrigerator downstairs in the basement / utility room that we have, so that we can keep like drinks, we can keep like bottled water, we can keep extra meats, which was a big thing. So instead of getting a freezer, which we only can put frozen food, we decided to take what we had upstairs, put it downstairs. So now we're able to put like more meats, more hamburgers, more chicken, so that instead of saying, hey, we don't have anything thawed out or whatever, we can say, hey, I did take, when I walked past it coming in the house, I did take out a pack of hamburger and I just put it in the refrigerator, and it's been thawed out for, you know, for the amount of hours that you need. So that way we'll already have something, and it doesn't give you that urge to run to the store, or it doesn't give you the urge to DoorDash. Not saying DoorDash is not good, but it's kind of like if you're on a budget to kind of save money, because now I'm like doing a no spend January. So this is something that I need to make sure that we focus on. So we ended up putting the refrigerator downstairs, and so we do have the refrigerator upstairs, and also I was doing it because it said it would be energy efficient. And then also the old stove and the old dishwasher that we had, we did sell that, so we were able to put that cash towards the new dishwasher and stove. So if you're selling the old appliances that are in your house, if they're still in working good condition, put them on the marketplace, sell them, and then you can take that money and you can use it towards your new bill that you're actually going to have. And then also we did end up getting a microwave. So the microwave was a little bit more than what we had wanted to pay, but because of the way the cabinets are, we had to get the custom profile one, which is a way more than the actual regular microwave. But if we wanted to get that, then it would have been pretty much like here to the stove. So you have to basically kind of pick your battles with the appliances that you're actually trying to get or whatever. So that's how that worked. All right, for Lowe's, and that is $2,730.39. So we have a running total of $4,530 for appliances and for furniture, and that's not subtracting the $163 that I just paid. So my thing that I'm going to actually do is to figure out my game plan for paying off the card, and you can take this and use it for if you're trying to pay off just anything. It doesn't have to be furniture, it doesn't have to be appliances, or it doesn't have to be, you know, it could be anything with your situation. So the thing about it for let's go with grands first. So that I need to pay that on June 21st. That's what it needs to be paid off by, to make sure that we do not get hit with the interest penalty. So I figured out, I went through the calendar and I figured out all of my paydays and how many I have from this day going forward until June 21st, 2024. So it looked like, when I actually calculated, it looked like it was like 13 paydays. So what I did was I took the amount $17.99.61 and I divided that by the 13 paydays, and it gave me like a roughly of $138. So basically what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to, every 2 weeks, I'm going to have to pay $138 towards this new card to make sure that I pay it off by the due date that, well, my goal date that I want to pay it off. So that's how I'm figuring out how much I need to pay. So next we have Lowe's, which is a 12-month card with interest free and with deferred interest. And I'm gonna have to pay that off by October 2024. So looks like we have 21 paychecks before the end of the promotion interest free ends. So when I calculated that, I took the actual amount, the $2,730.39, and I divided that by 21 paychecks, so 21, and so that gave me a number of $130 that I need to pay for each paycheck And just remember also, if you get like extra cash or extra, like you got side hustles, extra things that you do, just take that money and make sure you just put that towards that. So that way it can cut back on the amount of paydays that you actually need to pay that. So that's why I said before going out to buy these things, you might want to sit there and kind of figure out, say, hey, if I have $1,000, this is how many paychecks I have of the due date that I need to pay it by. So that's why you pretty much want to figure that out first, because you want to make sure that with those paydays that you have an extra $138 to fork out to these extra payments to pay for that. So that's pretty much all of my new debt credit cards that I have in a nutshell. And hopefully that kind of help you kind of figure out how you can kind of tackle your debt too, to pay it off. And then I also have like a debt tracker budget sheet that I also use that's in my budget planner. And I have been actually really using that. I will actually show you guys that. I'll just bring it up on the screen. And I know some of you guys, I post this on my Instagram so some of you guys can actually see it. So that's what that looks like. And I just basically track all of my payments, if it's like a regular payment, and then if it's an extra payment, I keep it on here. So that way I can always kind of like have something to look at and kind of like a go-getter type paper in my planner. All right, guys, so thank you so much for joining me through this video. Yeah, this was a little bit different because, like I said, this wasn't like a hand video. If you have not already hopped over to my Instagram and my TikTok is called 𝗗𝗚𝗦𝗡, make sure you follow me there. And then also my website is called 𝗗𝗚𝗚𝗡𝗧. I'll put it across the board here. And then, like I always say, until next time, guys, peace.